Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 155. Tesla held their earnings call and showed off their excellent balance sheet and put to rest all the speculation about demand problems. And retail investors are shopping Tesla stock like never before. And Ford are in talks with BYD to sell a plant to them in Europe. And we also see big demand for Tesla's Plaid in Europe as well. And Tesla is investing $3.6 billion in 2 new factories. And Tesla's dominance in the US does not really seem to be shrinking. And Akito, Toyota, is stepping down as CEO of Toyota. All of this and much more on today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
So Tesla held their earnings call this week, and to no one's surprise, Tesla had records all around. Best quarter ever and best year ever. I did make a whole video about the earnings call, so if you want to take a deeper dive, check that one out. But here are some of the bullet points. Tesla's revenue was up 51% for the year, ended up with $81.5 billion in revenue, up with $27.7 billion compared to 2021. Actually, Q4's revenue was pretty much close to the exact same number as all of 2019, with about $24.5 billion in revenue. And as Forward Gap showed on Twitter, Tesla is not only the fastest growing large manufacturer, they are growing faster than all other big tech companies in revenue from when they crossed $10 billion. So if you hear anyone saying Tesla is not growing fast, don't listen to them. They obviously have no clue. No one has ever grown this fast in revenue, not even tech companies. And the bottom line, net income, up 128% to $12.6 billion. So, as I guessed in my video about Tesla's net income for 2022 that I made after Q2 earnings call, I said I believe Tesla would end the year off between $12 to $13 billion in net income, and they made $12.6 billion, so that turned out to be quite precise. And my prediction seems to come true now that Tesla will beat both Ford and GM in net income in 2022. But Roland Pierce also shared this nice chart showing just how fast Tesla is catching up with Volkswagen when it comes to net income. 2022 for Volkswagen is still just estimates as we don't have their numbers yet, but I will bet that Tesla will have a bigger net income in 2023 than the Volkswagen Group. So I guess Tesla is the one catching up. As we can see, Volkswagen is not catching up with Tesla in terms of BEV's unit sales. So Tesla also tried once again to show Wall Street and the mainstream media what 50% compound annual growth rate means by showing this chart that Tesla is ahead of their target from 2020 numbers of 50% compound annual growth rate, meaning average 50%. And so far Tesla has grown 63.5%, so Tesla didn't miss anything. They are ahead of their proclaimed target. They are officially aiming for 1.8 million units sold in 2023. Cybertruck is still on track for mid-2023 production start, and so is the ramp of the 4680 cell production ahead of the Cybertruck. And Tesla storage also grew 152% in Q4, and that is just getting started. But it also shows us that the Megapack factory is nowhere near the full production capacity as we have been speculating about, but it is heading in the right direction. But Q1 will tell us much more about that. And we also see that the superchargers are accelerating in deployment, so that is very nice to see. And Tesla also found new ways of getting more profits out of their cars, as they kind of have over-engineered their powertrain so they can get more margin out of them without losing efficiency and power. So while the others are struggling to catch up to Tesla, Tesla has already moved further ahead. And most importantly, Elon and Tesla put to rest all the speculation about demand problems for Tesla. Demand is the strongest year to date it has ever been. As Elon said, in January, we saw the strongest demand in the history of the company. Current orders exceed the rate of production 2x. So, demand is strong, stronger than ever before. So, no longer any need to speculate that Tesla's demand is stronger than it has ever been. And Tesla also confirmed that they see their automotive gross margins to stay above the 20%. Just as I said in my video, I don't see them going under 20%, and neither does Tesla. So Tesla just closed off their best year ever, and we already have a lot of great new stuff coming, and Tesla will share some of all this on Investor Day on the 1st of March. So Tesla entered 2023 with an excellent balance sheet. In fact, they are earning more money on their cash investment than the interest expenses on their debt, as the accountant showed on Twitter. The benefits of not having a lot of debt you have to pay interest on. 2023, here we go. And do you want to become who you want to be in 2023? Well, today's sponsor Blinkist can help with exactly that. I have talked about them before, so I assume you know what Blinkist is. They take a whole book and take all the key takes away and put them into these 10 to 15 minutes blinks. So if you just take 15 minutes out of your busy day to listen to a blink, you can learn something new every single day in 2023 and get all the knowledge of a whole book every day in only 15 minutes. I personally would like to learn more about running a company and how to become a better leader. Also to understand Tesla as a company much better. So right now I'm going through all the blinks there is from Simon Sinek. If you don't know who that is, you are missing out. He has some of the most viewed TED Talks and lectures on YouTube and is a big inspiration. So I can highly recommend starting with the blink, The Infinity Game by Simon, to get some more understanding of the mistake many companies do in the pursuit of short-term gains and don't have the focus on the long-term game, or rather the infinity game, as Tesla does. But whatever you want to learn in 2023, Blinkist got you covered with more than 5,500 non-fiction titles to choose from. But Blinkist also has got a new feature called Blinkist Connect. It allows every Blinkist premium plan to be shared by 2 different accounts, so you can discuss and share blinks with your friends at no additional cost to you, and is free for the person you invite as long as you share it with them. So this is very cool. So you will get a 2 for the price of 1 here. But not only that, if you click my link below, you will get a 40% off Blinkist Premium membership. But that great deal end by February, so you only have 3 days left. So start your 7-day free trial today by clicking my link down below and make 2023 the year you grow a little more every single day. In the beginning of the week, we heard rumors from Nevada's governor that Tesla should reveal a $3.5 billion investment in Nevada to build new factories. Those rumors turned out to be true. It's not a new factory, but continued expansion of the Giga Nevada factory. As Tesla wrote, we will be investing over $3.6 billion more to continue growing Gigafactory Nevada, adding 3,000 new team members and 2 new factories, a 100 gigawatt hours 4680 cell factory, as well as our first high volume semi-truck. So that is very exciting. So I guess the Texas factory will not be making the semi-truck. They will continue to be making that in the Nevada factory, but now in a whole new facility for high volume. And more 4680 cells. Now that is of course awesome. 100 gigawatt. That is as much as Tesla has already planned for Texas and Berlin. So that is a very good addition to Tesla's 4680 cell production volume, but also add a lot of money to Tesla. The whole thing will actually be paid off with just the EV battery tax incentive from the US government. Remember, Tesla will get $35 per kilowatt hours of batteries they produce in the US. So 100 gigawatt hours of 4680 cells, that is $3.5 billion in tax incentives. So as much as Tesla will invest to get this up and running will be paid off with just 1 full year of running with full capacity of producing these 4680 cells. And then you of course have all those batteries going into the cars as well, and also volume semi-truck production. So Tesla is building yet another couple of money printers in Nevada. So not a bad move, but Elon also said at the event at the Nevada factory that this was only the beginning. They were hoping to produce 500 gigawatt at Nevada at some point. Now that would be awesome, and if the battery tax incentive is still on at that point, that would be equivalent to $17.5 billion in pure profits going to Tesla from the government for just making batteries. And to get some perspective of just how much 500 gigawatt is, well, Volkswagen Group plans for 240 gigawatt hours in 2027 from 6 factories for all of Europe. Tesla is aiming for 500 from 1 factory. So as I made a whole video about a year or 2 ago, why is Nevada factory not done? Well, now we know, and now it will be done. They will add 4 million square feet to the already 5.4 million square feet. So now they will get that factory done, as they showed with this picture, making 4680 cells and the semi-truck on top of everything else they already make in this factory. So that is not a bad factory, printing money for Tesla in the not so distant future. Let's see how fast they can get this up and running. But cool to see this picture, the future for Tesla, where you see Tesla semi-trucks offloading materials to the factory where they're spitting out new Tesla semi-trucks. Just beautiful. And remember, Tesla has access to a lithium deposit in Nevada as well, so we will probably hear more about that soon when 4680 cell production is up and running. So Tesla can get lithium for their batteries right around the corner. But it was very cool to see Elon showing off the Nevada factory to the Nevada governor, where we also got the first close-up look of the semi-truck in production and its very big battery models. And Elon said at the event this is not the end for the Nevada factory, it is only finishing off the first phase of this factory. So there will be a second phase and third phase. So now we have yet another very exciting factory construction to follow. So Brian, hope you're ready to make more videos. And Tesla's dominance in the US did not really shrink in 2022. I have little hope that it will happen in 2023 as well, as someone like GM just wants to complicate the hell out of it. Do you remember this headline from 2 years ago? Ford Mustang Mach-E is eating into Tesla's US sales. And people and the mainstream media made quite a big deal about this, how Tesla's sales would be collapsing because of the competition. And then, fast forward to today, this is how the chart looks for 2022 in the biggest car market in the US, California. Looks like Tesla is doing quite all right. The Mach-E didn't even beat the Tesla Model S in sales volume, let alone steal anything from the Model Y sales. Actually, no one of Tesla's models was beaten by anyone in California in 2022. Tesla's 4 model took the first 4 places. Like I said back then 2 years ago, yes, Tesla's market share will fall as more players get into the game. That is just math, but Tesla will continue to sell everything they produce and be so much in front, I would not even call the Mach-E competition. And that is exactly what happened. Tesla just sold 2.6 times more EVs in California than all other automakers combined in 2022. Tesla sold 212,586 units of the total amount of BEVs of 292,496 in California, or 72.6% of all BEVs sold in California last year. Adding up the BEV sale of all the other automakers combined comes out to just 79,910 units, a number which is still nearly 15,000 behind the top-selling BEV model in California last year, and that was the Tesla Model 3. there was just 811 units in front of the Tesla Model Y. But I do think this was the last year the Tesla Model 3 outperformed the Tesla Model Y. So sure, people are talking about the competition from the Mach-E, the Ioniq 5, the ID4, even the much cheaper Bolt EV, or all the other EVs on the market now, but put them all together and they don't even sell as many units as Tesla's one model in California. But they need more models. No, seems like it is the other guys that needs better EVs, or at least learn how to produce more of them. Like a GM spokesperson noted about Tesla's price cut, it does underscore the value of having a broad EV portfolio at multiple price points, which is exactly what we are developing. Yes, complicating the hell out of it, like I talked about in my video about product range architecture, which is very important and what Steve Jobs used to save Apple back in 1997 and what GM themselves actually used back in 1921 when they invented the ladder of success, but they have completely forgotten about this principle and are doing the exact opposite now, just as they did back in 2008 when they went bankrupt. They haven't learned a thing, still believe that they need 30 different iPhone models to satisfy its customers, but that could not be further from the truth. Behavioral economics shows that complex choices leads to no choice at all. Less choices leads to more sales. This is something I have even taught a sales staff when I was a team leader in the travel industry, but something that GM seems to be completely unaware of, even though they used this principle 100 years ago. And we can see just how big trouble GM has just ramping up volume production of their EVs they have now. And they want to add another 20 models to that production? Sure, that will make them competition to Tesla's lean production line. No, they will never become real competition to Tesla in the US. There is a bigger chance that they will go bankrupt than catching up to Tesla. But at least GM's got their lyric shipping again after they have fixed the quality issue with the car. So hopefully we will start to see some real volume of this car very soon. So the race didn't really get any closer in 2022 in the US than what it was in 2021. Tesla accounted for about 65% of the total electric vehicle sales in the United States in 2022. That is still far ahead of Ford's 7.6% and GM's 3.5%. In the US, there is really no race yet. It is still just Tesla's world, and everyone else is paying rent. And that was also before the price cut. That was maybe a little too good, as Tesla just raised the price of the Model Y long range by $500. So not much, but it will all add to Tesla's bottom line. So hope you're ready for an epic 2023. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this new show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. Akio Toyoda, grandson of Toyota's founder, is stepping down as CEO effective April 1st. He has been CEO since 2009, so this is big news and very special as this has always been in the family. So guess Toyota's board is not happy with all the stupid things Akio Toyoda has done, like leading the whole company down the wrong road to a dead end with their hydrogen cars and still have no real BEV sales when Europe and China is already at a market share of 18 to 25% BEVs. Koji Sato, the head of Lexus and the Gaso racing unit, will become the new CEO. And Tesla might open up their superchargers in the US as well very soon. And we might got a peek at how they plan to handle the CCS adapter issue for non-Tesla cars. It seems that Tesla has leaked the Magic Dog CCS adapter in their mobile app ahead of the opening of the supercharger network in North America. The Magic Dog was first reported by Drive Tesla Canada back in July last year, where we could see Tesla has some plans to make the dock bigger for the charger to go into. And we can see that again in this leaked picture, and people have also been spotting CCS capability being listed at some supercharger stations like this one, Tesla's Hawthorne supercharger station in Los Angeles. So you can probably change what is coming off that magic dock. So either it is the normal Tesla charger, or you pull a bit more off the magic dock and out comes the CCS adapter or something like that. And that would be a very nice solution. And apparently Tesla's Optimus robot has got its own official Twitter account. Hopefully it will tweet about how its progress of learning is going. And Tesla Model S and X are sold out in Europe for the entire first quarter of 2023, with estimated delivery dates for new orders being pushed out to April to June, from January to March. And this is despite the fact that Tesla only launched the Model S and X Plaid last month and started taking orders for the long-range trim of both cars early this month. There appears to be a pretty good demand for Tesla's high-end vehicles here in Europe. But it seems like the retail investors are getting that Tesla is just on sale right now, just as their cars. As we see retail investors stocking up on Tesla stock right now, retailers spend more money on Tesla in the past 6 months than in the 5 years prior. That is saying something, and I personally think all those retail investors will be very happy they did so in about a year's time. And we saw an example this week of the old guys shrinking their ICE business and the Chinese BEV makers taking over, as Ford is in talks with BYD over the sale of its plant in St. Louis in Germany, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing people familiar with the matter. Ford will end production of their Focus compact car at the plant in 2025 as the company shrinking its vehicle lineup in Europe to concentrate on fully electric cars and light commercial vans. And the little popular Ford Fiesta is also getting the cut from Ford European lineup. The future of the German factory has been unclear since June, when Ford picked its plant in Valencia, Spain, to build the next generation electric vehicles over their German plant. Ford executives plan to travel to China next week to discuss the potential sale with BYD, the journal reports. Talks are still in preliminary stage and may ultimately fall through, but not surprising that the old guys are shutting down factories and the new guys already focusing on 100% electric vehicles like BYD will go right ahead and buy them. Yes, a lot of change is happening right now in the car industry, and the landscape will look very different in only 5 years' time. And Hallmark's catalog showed off the future that is almost here.
To get around, if you have a Tesla with FSD, you get in your car and you just slide down. That enters your home address, and then all you got to do after that is just wait for the thing to boot up, and then we're off. It's gonna take me home, just like that.
And Starship completed its first full flight like wet dress rehearsal at the Starbase. This was the first time an integrated Starship and booster were fully loaded with more than 10 million pounds of propellant. And now Starship 24 will be destacked from Booster 7 in preparation for a static fire test of the booster's 33 Raptor engines. Now that's going to be one hell of a sight. And Kyle continues to share charging experience for all the EVs he's driving, but here Electrify America is actually working, but the Rivian seems to be overheating when doing fast charging like here with about 170 kilowatt. So definitely something Rivian needs to take a look at. And we saw another charging challenge this week, as Ethan shared on Twitter. His Model S was being charged by his Ford Lightning that was being charged by his Tesla wall connector. And it all worked. 2 cars charging from one wall outlet. Not bad. And if you didn't see my video this week about the EV adoption in Europe, you definitely should, as we now in many of the biggest markets here in Europe, BEVs being the biggest powertrain in the the markets. Like in the UK and Germany, BEVs are now bigger than petrol. The change is happening fast here in Europe, and the Model Y was by far the best-selling EV in 2022, and then came the Tesla Model 3, and then all the rest. And Berlin will make something like 6 times more cars this year. So how do you think this chart will look this year? And we know Audi was removing the heat pump from the Audi Q4 e-tron, but now they have also removed the charging stations from the navigation system and only shows gas stations. Oh boy. At least look at this great modern user interface in the Audi. Yes, their software is just top-notch. But there are more stupid things from Audi this week. As Stecker Auto shared on Twitter, if you want the steering wheel heating in the Audi Q4 e-tron 50, you have to buy all the unrelated trim package on top. And if you choose the leather seat, you cannot have the split fold rear seat backrest. Oh man, the complication of buying a car from the old guys, right? And similar configuration of the e-tron is 10,000 euros more expensive than a Tesla Model Y in Germany right now. Sure, a lot of people is going to want that over the Model Y, right? And as I said, I made a video this week about BEVs and how they were the biggest powertrain in most of Europe's biggest automarkets. And in Germany, Tesla does have the 2 best-selling EVs, but Tesla has just confirmed that following the recent price drops, both the Model 3 and the Model Y will now benefit from the EV subsidies in Germany for the first time. That is equivalent to about $7,000. How much more tailwind can Tesla handle? And Alex shared on Twitter the price difference in Italy after Tesla's price cuts. And look at this. Would you pay more for any of the above EVs that cost more than the Tesla Model Y? I would definitely not pay $26,000 more for the BMW iX3 that has less of everything compared to the Model Y, and in the Australian NCAP only gets a 54% score in safety for its safety assist features, where Tesla Model Y gets 98. Yeah, there is just no competition anymore. And if you still meet people that say Tesla is just a car company like Jim Chanos, show them this picture. Not a car in sight, but the Tesla semi-truck, plus Tesla's 1000 kilowatt mega chargers and Tesla's mega packs. All of these things are billion-dollar businesses all on their own. And as Espen shared on Twitter, Tesla is winning the EV race while playing a completely different game. Oh, yes, indeed. This will at some point hit the car industry like an iceberg. And before we end off with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my news patrons and members of this new show. Patricio Alciada, or something like that. I got no idea how to say that name. And then we have John Hancock. And my new YouTube member, John McLean. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And a big and special thanks to Supporter of the Week. And this week's winner is Kadamin. She is, or he is, one of my best in Tesla superheroes and have been for 2 years now. Thank you so much. Please contact me on this email down below so I can get your address so I can send you your free t-shirt or mug of your choice. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. Who did it? That is all we have time for in this news show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, because that really does help this video out a lot so more people can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. And if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel and get your shout out on this show. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out and some extra perks. Hit the members button to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the news as it comes out and more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. Now it's also possible to support the show without buying anything, becoming a member or a patron. There is a link to a donation options in the show notes. And also as simple as hitting the super like button. But going forward, I will be making more videos for patrons and members only. And I will give my YouTube members and patrons early access to my videos whenever possible and make my videos ads free for members and patrons only. So don't miss out. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.